know what inspired me to make this video right now, but actually, I do. I feel like I was called to make this video because somebody needs to hear this. And what I wanted to say to you is that you don't have to be perfect for God to love you. Whatever it is that you've got going on in your life and you've made mistakes, or you feel like you've messed up, or you feel like you've gotten it wrong, you don't have to be perfect. God doesn't expect you to be perfect. He knows everything you're going to do and say before you even know what you're going to say and do. The mistakes you've made, the shortcomings you've had, the failures you've had in your life, it doesn't dictate how much God is going to love you. As a matter of fact, God can't love you any more than what He loves you right now. And when you hear that, you might think, well, what do you mean He can't love me anymore? Because it's already at a capacity of unlimitedness. It's so full, it's so passionate, it's so vibrant, it's so powerful that His love for you is endless. It's powerful, it's potent, and it has no end. There's no way He can love you any more than that. Even with your mistakes, even with your failures. So you need to stop beating up on yourself. Stop beating up on yourself because you messed up that relationship. Stop beating up on yourself because you messed up that marriage. Stop beating up on yourself because you fell back into sin again. Even though you said that you wouldn't do it again, and then you did it again. God already knew you were going to do it. He knew. And you know what? It doesn't change His opinion about you. You need to learn how to forgive yourself. Because God's already forgiven you. He forgives you and He wants the best for you. The more you start to realize that God is merciful and He's loving and He's kind and He's gracious and He's not waiting to strike you down with a bolt of lightning every time that you make a mistake or you commit a sin, it's the more that you will not want to commit sin. The more that you will not want to do things that you know are not pleasing to God. The more you understand His love, the more you'll want to do to live a life that's pleasing to Him. Does that make sense? Because God doesn't force Himself on anybody. He gives us free will. And the more you start to realize just how powerful His love is for you, the more it draws you in to want to grow closer to Him, to have a closer, intimate relationship with Him. So if you messed up and you made mistakes, I want you to know we all have. We all do. We all will at some point. Nobody's exempt. And God knows that. And yet He still chooses us every time. He chooses you. Forgive yourself. Lean into God. Ask Him to help you. He will. He is the one person that you can always count on. Always. Your failures don't define who you are. You're not your failures. You experienced failure, but you're not a failure. So wipe your tears. You can feel the emotions. Feel the anger, the sadness, whatever it is. And then let it pass. And give it to God. Leave it in His hands. God can take your pain and turn it into a purpose. There's so much more to life that God has in store for you. You don't have to be perfect. God just wants your heart. Will you give it to Him?